Hello and welcome. 1 year after elections, what's the fate of Ghana? Well, some say it's too early to judge. Others say, no, it's good. Let's judge early to keep the politicians on their toes. However, you know, in a country where nothing runs without the executive, unlike other countries where systems are in place, or with or without the executives, things run. Here we are, even, you know, public loos and in poor areas, you know, don't run when the executive change. They also need the change of who's going to, you know, give out tickets. But one would say, look, once you've been handed over power, you must hit the ground running. There's no need to come and tell us that you were surprised about the state of the coffers. You should know there's nothing in the coffers. And so once you've been handed over power, you need to move. And one would say after 11 months, if water is going to start boiling, it should be simmering from the bottom. After 11 months, if you judge your situation, if you look at the environment, is it simmering from the bottom to tell you that, you know, in the next 4 years, the whole bowl will be bubbling and boiling? That's what we are talking about today. And it's one of those things I'll probably go to the phone and test the air and see what is your situation. Should we vote today? For any reason, if we're going to vote today, would you vote this administration out, or would you vote to keep this administration? Just judging on the face value what you have seen. School feeding, Delta Force, paperless ports, you know, it's everything in the pipeline. If you put all in a cocktail and you assess yourself, would you say, yep, I'll keep this administration, give them a go, or no, that's enough? Let me check you out. My name is Nana Ansakwa IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemo Dumasa. And before I sign up, I want to say big condolences to the Abuajata family. On Wednesday, Dr. Abuajata passed out, my father-in-law. So Gifty and I are very saddened. So condolences to Auntie Beta, Jojo and Yabaita, and all the other siblings. We say big condolences to the Abuajata family. We lost Dr. Abuajata on Wednesday. When I come back, we are finding out, will you keep this administration or check them out? 11 months down the line. Don't go. Well, thank you very much for staying. And today, you know, there was a speech presented by Joseph Ejepon, CPP 2016 flag bearer aspirant, the 7th December, 7th December. And he, you know, brought out a speech and, you know, basically saying that 1 year after general elections, the fate of Ghana. 1 year after general elections, the fate of Ghana. I have with me here Mr. Joseph Ejepon, first time, so we're going to charge him Ambantem, sir, since he hasn't been on the show. We'll find him Ambantem, sir. Joseph, you're welcome.
Yeah, how are you?
Very well, very well. And yourself?
I'm doing well.
Good.
You know, before we go ahead, let me take this opportunity to send my condolences to the whole of multimedia for my brother, Kaba. Kaba come from my hometown, you know that?
I see.
Yeah, I come from Medina and he come from my hometown, so I know him and the family very well. And also, I want to say the same condolences to the family for, losing this a great person from this nation. It's kind of heartbreaking.
And I am family, so I've taken that. Yeah, I am family.
Also you taking down for the family.
I am family since he's from.
And I was not in the country when I heard the news, so it was very sad.
Oh, okay.
When I came around, I'm like, oh, you know, I've gone through this interview before. So
we take it in good faith. Myself and all the citizens of Dumasa, we take it in good faith. Burial has been scheduled for the 15th, 16th, and 17th of December, forecourt of the State House. So take note. But back to our situation. Back to our situation. Now, I'd say that. You know, 1 year after general election, is there a fair time to assess a government?
You know, 1 year after general election, it's not enough, and it's enough time. I always saying and keep saying that your beginning will show your end. The way the way you begin, it will show how you're going to end. So if you have a good beginning within the first year, there's a possibility that you can have a good ending. So a year is enough to know the direction and the process that this government is taking this country to. So as I've written on my press statement, 1 year is enough to know if this government will do well or not. So it depends on the way other people may say it. But to me, it's right, and I keep saying that every single day. Your beginning will determine or show your end.
Agrobeso Fianopa, right?
Agrobeso Fianopa.
Fianopa.
Exactly.
Fianopa. Okay,
exactly.
One of the statements, one of the things you write is that most people cannot afford even a square meal a day, and the majority of Ghanaians are struggling to have basic standard of living. I mean, as a status quo, or are you saying that within the 1 year they're falling into this?
No, it has been there for a long time, as you said it. We Ghanaians have struggled for so many years, and you have traveled to most part of the world before, and you know how other people are living in the different nations. You know, citizens or human beings are bound to have a basic standard of living, basic life. What you eat, where you sleep, what you wear is very basic standard. If we have a nation, that majority, about 75% of our people are living below, not just below, are living extreme poverty below the standard as compared to our other brothers living in other parts of the world. That is not acceptable. We change the government, right? Ghanaians change the government because they feel their life was not changing. So they wanted to get something new. But we brought another government who is still doing the same thing that the previous administration was doing. So what is the change?
Is it a system or the government?
The problem is a system. Government is one and a system. But who should put the system? Is it you? We elect a leaders, or we elect administration or a government, and we give them our mandate. We ask them to put the mechanism that will run this nation. So if the previous administration, administrations were not able to put in the system and the mechanism that will run the government effectively in this nation, and you have got the opportunity to be elected as our leader, we expect you to be able to put in the process. So it's a system. We don't have a system that will run it for us. So we have gone, I call it man-made institution in this country. When you go to other parts of the world, it's a system that is managing everybody, including the president to the least person born today. Go through a common basic system. So that fundamental system is already laid down in Ghana for so many years. We don't have them. So that's why when we change a government, we fail. You put everything that we want to do aside and put the foundation, the system in place, so that the next government, our future generation government, will not come and do whatever they want. So to me, the federal part of this administration phase here is not thinking about putting the system. They talk about the systems, but I don't know if they know how to do it or they don't know how to do it. You can't tell me you are bringing national database and you're bringing something I call it GPS post base. What does it mean? We need a comprehensive national database. And not only comprehensive decentralizing national database. That's what Ghana needs today. Listen, if we continue giving power to the hierarchy, to the top, to the presidency in Ghana has too much power.
But it's guarded by the Constitution.
It's guarded by the Constitution. That's why we put you there, to work hard, to change the Constitution for the benefit of our people, for Ghanaians. We didn't put you there for the Constitution to protect you alone. That is the problem we have in this nation. Listen, no government in the world can develop properly without having a system. The system must be given to the people. The system shouldn't be, it shouldn't be done from the top. We should allow the city, the villages and the towns and the cities to have responsibility to take control of their own affairs. It's the time that we have to have town hall systems. We can change the constitution if it will benefit our people. What are we talking about? We only want to get ourselves from the extreme poverty we find ourselves today. We cannot continue, transfer the poverty from one generation to another generation. Somebody needs to break the yoke. And who is that?
Someone needs to.
And I don't see this government, this administration doing that. They talk too much every day, talking. We are tired of talking. We want a result. I don't care who you are. You can have your PhDs and your bachelors and your masters, and you can have the best experience on this work. Without a result, you're doing nothing. I don't care what you say. What I'm looking for is a result. I want to have a basic life. I want to have my children to live in a very simple, basic life.
But results will be backed by, a coffers full of money or some access to funding. These results will come with access to funding. And without it, and historically, there's never been that access to that funding. So we have...
Let me tell you something. Nanado, when the French president came here the last time, Nanado made a comment that Ghanaians are not going to develop on the 48, if you heard about that. Mm-hmm. Ghanaians are going to develop based on our own resources and our own capabilities. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. We have enough resources and enough human resources, capital resources in this nation. But the problem is we don't have a mechanism and a system to put them together. We don't even have address-based system, not just GPS location system. Address where we have a town hall in the city environment, where the city will know the total number of people living in the city or the town in the area. That the town hall will sit down in their town hall and write letters to the city demanding their property taxes, not sending people to go there and take the money, and it doesn't go anywhere. This country, we find it difficult to take indirect taxes, but we use indirect taxes to develop a nation. Since there is no comprehensive database, it is very difficult for the government to generate enough resources it needs to be able to develop the nation. And you can't develop the nation alone with the central government. Listen, when Nkrumah, took over Ghana, mm-hmm. Ghana was less than 5 million people. So one government can do that. Now we're getting 30 million people. So let's decentralize the system for everyone to take responsibility and the part of the governance in this nation. We cannot continue to leave the responsibility or the government to just small group of people that giving us a direction, sharing the resources. No. We can't go anywhere. When we decentralizing that, we decentralizing that with the national data, right? National data that every village, every town, every city will build their own community database based on their town hall system.
Like a mini federal system?
We don't even need to go to the mini federal system. Mm-hmm. We can have proper decentralization system of government. We have the MCs, mm-hmm. a system, district chief executive, yeah. and then the mayors. We can allow the people to elect the mayors. No, we have assemblymen. In advanced nation, they call them councillors. Mm-hmm. So we can elect this assemblyman, like Nanado said, you're going to do that, and allow the assemblyman to have national data in every single city. One of my major problems is even electing some district chief executives is something going to be difficult to do because one district can have more than 20 towns. It's also huge. We need to distribute or decentralizing the country well so that cities, villages, towns, and the cities will have their own affairs, their own governors, their own mayors, their own town halls, their own police force, so that the police can drive around. If anybody puts something, some garbage anywhere on the road, you can give a ticket. When you're given a ticket, since you have the system, you don't have to worry. If you don't pay today, it will pad up. You come and pay. And we ask the towns to publish the income statement. Listen, the towns and the cities and the villages need to do their bylaws, put in a pavement, put in green grasses, make our environment clean. Since the central government is taking responsibility of every single move there is no way we can clean our environment. So the whole country is going to be messed up. And this has become a generational issue. So if you have a system or you have a structure that is not working, why are you still, continue using it?
Let me come to your statement here. Since I can see the current government has an idea about systems, but the implementation is totally wrong. What's a couple of examples? What do you think is a good idea, but they implemented it wrongly?
That's what I'm saying. I always saying, I have a word I use. Foundation, right? Or building a house without a proper foundation, right? It's like wasting money with nothing. Foundation or system is a major issue in this country.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, sustainable economy always goes with sustainable foundation. You know, government has an idea. We want to have Ghana card, like they just introduced Ghana card, that every Ghanaian we have Ghana card. What does the Ghana card mean? Is it a national database?
It's a national ID card.
A national ID card for what? If I have Ghana card, can you allocate me? Do you know where my address located? Can the town that they live have access to every single citizen within that community? Can the town have the opportunity to take a revenue to develop my neighborhood?
Well, once you log on to this same Ghana post that you are bastardizing, I'm sure they could locate you.
I think they themselves know they made a big mistake. It's just a funny thing. There is no way you can listen. The good news is we have some countries who have successfully developed a system that are working for them. So if we don't know anything at all, why don't we learn from successful people? How they did their own, and for us to follow and do the right thing. If you want to put the system and the foundation mechanism in place and a strong institution, it takes energy. It takes a long time. People may not see the actual development that you want to do. But you have no choice. We need a government. We need a leader who spend their time and resources to lay down the foundation for next generation to come and continue. If you don't have the system, you don't have the foundation, and you want to build a structure. When the next administration comes, it's not your government, they will come and destroy that structure because there is no foundation. That's what's happening in this nation. We can't continue like that. We can't. If we continue like that, it will be a virtual extreme poverty cycle to next 200 years. Somebody need to break it. Somebody need to break it.
And it won't be government. It will be civil society.
Civil society can't do anything if there is no strong institution, strong system, and strong law backing it. Let me tell you, by nature, every human being on this earth is corrupt. It doesn't matter whether you are white, blue, Indian, Chinese, or whatever you are. Every single human being on this planet are corrupt. So if there is no system and you give people opportunity to decide, they will decide for their own favor. That's why our brothers and sisters in advanced nation has been successfully created a system that is working for everybody, including the president to the least person today. Listen, we Ghanaians, we the same people here in Ghana who do not obey laws. We travel to Europe, we travel to Canada and the US, and we tend to obey laws. Because if you don't have common sense and you decide to go against the law, the system will catch you. So the system will manage you, not you managing the system. That's what is happening. So civil society can't do anything because every single person that we call it civil society are looking for opportunity. So if there is a potholes around, if there is nothing, I'll take advantage. That is what we see in Africa. So what the leaders are doing, I'm doing this, talking big. We don't need big talking. We need foundation. Foundation, when you're building a house, listen, when you're building a house, and you go and people are digging holes for the foundation, do you respect those people? Sometimes you don't even imagine what are these crazy people are doing. They're digging for what? You see them digging, but putting a concrete, right? People don't even care. But after they After they dig and put in the foundation and raise the building, and after everything is raised and the structures are built, and painters start coming painting, people begin to recognize that this is a beautiful house. So people don't even remember the person who laid down the foundation before the structure came. They begin to, thinking, oh, this painter is nice. Look at the beautiful building. Until we struggle for people not to see what we're doing and put down the solid foundation and the system, civil society can't do much about that.
You think we are reaping too early?
Reaping, like?
We are, we are harvesting too early.
Harvest, what do you have to harvest? You don't have anything to harvest. You're just thinking you harvest,
because you're arguing that we are building without a foundation.
You're building without a foundation. You're harvesting, you look at your roads, look at your hospitals, look at your energy, look at even employment. You can't even go there. Sometimes it's an insult to see our own children, our young girls and young boys standing on the traffic. Look at a lot of people standing on the traffic, carry so much on their head. Go to China. Can you find out for that billion people in China? It's not possible. So, listen, we have to come back, sit down as a government, and find out what is exactly wrong with this nation. What is wrong with this nation? First, is a system. Second, is the power is centralizing in small group of people.
But can that be done based on a multi-party system?
Yeah, of course.
How?
America has it. America.
No, but they didn't build on a multi-party system. They built their country before they divided themselves and then started this. They had gone through their revolutions and everything. They have
gone through. Canadian gone through. European gone through.
Yeah.
But the question is, when they realize that this is the only direction we should put, Ghana is enough time for us to begin to build a system. The right way, not the way we're doing.
Now, see, our system is such that if the CPP wins, everybody who's in government is going to be CPP, including those who are even manning KVIP
that is a problem.
Secretary.
That is a problem.
So once the system is in there, how do you achieve this revolution?
That is a problem. That is what I am saying. We need actual leaders in place. It's not CPP leaders. We need Ghanaian leaders. It's not MPP leaders. It's not NDC leaders. No,
but how can you,
with the democratic dispensation today, you come to power through political party.
That's it.
But this is how it goes. When I'm a leader for CPP, when we're doing a campaign and I win election through my party. But after the election, I am a leader for the whole country. We have to begin to get that pure understanding that after you win the election, there is no MPP or NDC or CPP. Now it's Ghana. Is
that not idealist? I mean, of course not. If the party brought you to power, the party would want to see all its stalwarts placed before.
That is a human reality. Let me tell you, changing a country like Ghana is not a joke. Putting a system I'm talking about is not talking. It's more than hard work. It's a sacrificial job. Listen, leaders in this nation, in Africa as a whole, right, are the masters. And the people that we are leading are slaves. But in most of the developed world, the people are the masters and the leaders are slaves. Slaves always work for who? For the masters. Until we, the leaders, begin to think that we are slaves and our masters brought to power to serve them. So that we live in simple, easiest life. If I look at the kind of life some of our leaders are showing around us, you'll be shocked. I don't know if you travel to the whole country. I have run a campaign and I've traveled across the whole nation. Let me tell you, if you go some part of Western region, Central region, and Northern region, you cry and you will begin to examine yourself. Are these people real human beings? Based on the environment, based on the kind of water they drink. You can't even think. If you are a rational human being, you begin to reason yourself. Do we have leaders in this nation? What are they doing? Are we just talking? Ghana is not only Accra. Ghana is not only Kumasi. Ghana is the whole Ghana. And some part of Ghana, brother, you understand. If you see a leader driving to Telemkusa, if you are not careful, you will curse that person.
On that note, I'm going to take a quick break, and then when I come back, we're looking at the free education. Joseph says he agrees on the free education, but is not happy with how it's being implemented. How? Stay tuned. Well, we're looking at 1 year after the general election. What's the feel in the system? Is there that revolution that tells you that, yep, something is going to change? Or for you, it's, business as usual? Well, according to Joseph, it's business as usual. We'll come to the phones later and find out from you what you feel in the system. But free education is mega. I mean, if you didn't feel anything at all, you should feel that as a revolution and a half.
You know what? I think I need enough time to explain to Ghanaians what free education really entails. But I'll try to say a little bit about it, right? And I'll be traveling. When I come back, we'll have another time. And that time, I'm going to talk only about education. Free education is good and amazing, no doubt about it, no doubt. I agree and support free SHS, but not the way this administration has implemented it. I keep saying this every day. Some people have been successful, or some nations, some countries has been successful. So if you want to be a successful person, you're gonna learn from people who have been successful. If your goal is always working with the poor people, you're gonna be poor. So those developed nations who have successfully implemented free education from grade 1 to grade 12, which is in Ghana, class 1 to SHS3. Most of the developed nations, I can say all the developed nations has free education up to grade 12, SHS3. But the problem is, none of these developed nations has a boarding house facility, has free food, has free accommodation, free electricity. Countries like Sweden, Canada, Norway, Australia, Netherlands, mentioned of Spain, none of these nations, none. A nation which has more than 50,000 per capita income, right, could not afford giving free food, free energy, free blah blah, free to their people. What about a nation with 75% of your people living with extreme poverty? Extreme poverty. I can tell you, 40% Ghanaians cannot afford 3 meals a day. And it's real. I've told the whole nation, it's real. Cannot afford. Look at your roads, look at your hospitals, and you could afford. You don't even have a system that you can generate indirect revenue to support your backbone. You could afford to give free food, free electricity, free accommodation, free water. Come on, give me a break. This is how it goes. When you go to all the developed nations who have successfully implemented free education, right? Students go to school based on their postal code. If you live in Achimota, you can't travel from Achimota to go to maybe Tema. To go to Tema to study. You study where you go to the nearest high school or your postal code or where you live. So in that sense, government doesn't spend money on accommodation and those things. So, sorry, those developed world, if a parent want to take their children to a boarding house, they must go through private institution. None of the government institution, MPP administration can come out to tell me if any of these nations. I heard the president or one, I think the vice or the president was saying they're doing the free education the same way Singapore was doing. If you go to Singapore, I was in Singapore. If you take a building, one building, everything, their malls, their schools, everything is in that building. You can't even move from one building to another building. So we have a nation that we don't have enough resources. And the bad news is, those countries, every single citizens has opportunity to have a high school certificate. When you say a high school, means SHS. So if we want our people to have free education, we should make sure every single Ghanaian must have a basic education, which is SHS, education. So instead of spending 750 Ghana cedi per student boarding facility for 450,000 students, next year another 450,000 will come upon it.
All of them are boarders.
Okay, let's say 90%.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, let's think about 70%. And I'm telling you, more than 70% are boarders. And another batch are coming. So why don't you take small portion of the money? Build simple secondary school in every village, every town, every city that we have JSS. We have successfully implemented JSS the way developed nations are doing. In JSS, we don't have boarding house facility in this nation. So people stay where they are and go to school where they are. So we can continue in that sense. So every single Ghanaian will have opportunity from class 1 to SS3 in the same area they live, like the same thing they're doing with the JSS. So those who are good with a better grade would go to, university, and those who are average, some of them would go to Poly and other tertiary institutions. So the question is, free education is essential. We need it. And when you have a free education, no Ghanaian child should be excluded. JSS level is not education. It's not the basic education. The basic education in the world is SSS, SHS. But implementing the boarding house facility in this way means you don't even know what you're talking about.
I think it's overburdening.
It's overburdening. It's a wrong implementation. It's just, I have promised you to give you free food, so I have to give you free food with the expense of your health, with the expense of your environment, with the expense of your load, with the expense of your employment. And don't forget, you don't even have a system to generate enough resources to support all those things. So the little money that you get from the harbor, that you get from the oil, that you get from the gold, you pushing all those things to the high school. So what about the other sector?
Well, see, one would say that if you leave the boarding to the private institution, then only the privileged ones are going to be going to boarding
school. What about the JSS? Do we have a government boarding house in this country? No. Is it working? Are people going or not?
But they are.
Yeah, the same concept. The same concept. Let every single Ghanaian has free access to education. If 1 million people, right, completed JSS3, all of them, until the person decided, I don't want to go myself. Nothing to stop any Ghanaian child to move from JSS to SHS. But doing this free education, it seems like you try, because some of our people feel good thing is good. Sometimes good things are bad in the long run.
Let me go to the CPP a bit, because I know you are, part of the CPP, and one would say with such a, firebrand, why haven't you put some fire in the party to awaken it?
Let me tell you something for CPP. It's very sad to talk about the current situation of my party, CPP, of my party, your party, Ghana's party, CPP. It's very sad. The party that I belong to has fallen into this lowest level.
You think it can revive again?
It's possible if we want. It depends. CPP has been unattractive, and it's getting worse and worse and worse every single day. It's 100% unattractive. we have been performing poorly. Even look at last election. It was the worst election ever. It was assuming we don't even have leadership. I can't even imagine how a leader can go for election and get less than 1% for the CPP. Somebody, Dr. Nkrumah left a very good legacy. Some people have taken advantage because of the small amount of money, small token they'll be getting from other political party. They don't care. If Nkrumah, let me ask you a question here. If Dr. Nkrumah has been, or if Dr. Nkrumah sold CPP party or Ghana to British people, do you think you can come and stand here thinking we're going to go Ghana? To me, I feel CPP is every day some of our leaders are selling the party. Instead of doing the right thing, they go begging for money. NDC and MPP are the same party. The same thing NDC did, the same thing MPP is doing. Ghanaians thought if they change NDC, they can get a better deal from MPP. But look at the deal we have right now. The same thing.
You think CPP would have brought any?
Listen, you were here. You are almost at my age right now. We didn't see Nkrumah real, but we have read about it. When I was doing my master's degree, I did small thesis about Nkrumah. And I have traveled over 60 countries in this world. And I now understood exactly why Nkrumah did some certain things. So, CPP party, Nkrumah laid down his life for the party in Ghana. But look at how we generation are doing. If we stop.
Hold on 1 second. It's 0302 030221 1691 030221 1691 or 1692. What do you have to say? 11 months. Would you keep the party, change the party? Let me hear your comment.
If CPP, if we begin to stop working for other political parties, working for NDC, working for MPP, and we come to ourselves that, listen, we are CPP. I don't worry, I don't care about small things. We take small things and make it big. I don't even want to work on something developed.
We've said this 1,000 times, and Nkrumah is coming together, but you don't seem to want to come together.
Because people are not interested. Some of the leaders are not interested in coming together. They are interested of the small thing. They feel it's not possible. They feel we can win it. They feel it's unattractive. They feel people won't win. But it's not true. It's never true. I'm telling you, Nanado have gone through election, general election 3 times, right? And a party election, I can say 2 or 3 times, right? So everything is possible, provided you want to change, provided CPP get the right leader in place. The leaders we had, look at the election we had. Were we jokers? We were joking. I'm telling you, it's what we were joking. We didn't know how we were doing. Did you see campaign? What did you see? We didn't even have 3 vehicles. How can you political party, the whole nation, did not have 3 vehicles and you think you can win election? Is it by miracle? Is it by magician? What is this about? There are certain things you need to put in place to be able to win the confidence of your people. So if your aim is going to election, if we get to the second round, I go to the other party, hey, come on, if you want me to support you, give me that. That is some of our leaders' idea. But if your goal is to become a president to change your people, that you can do it. It takes a man, a woman, small group to make the big change. So to me,
let me go to the phone. There's Afol in Takoradi. Hello, Afol.
Good evening.
Good evening, Afol. Let me hear your comment.
You see, this man is really a revolutionary leader. Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. We're listening to you.
Nana.
Yes, Afol, I'm listening to you.
I'm very sad this evening. Why am I saying that?
Talk to me.
These are leaders that we need in Ghana. You see, all that he said, I am very much grateful. He said, Ghana doesn't need MPP, NDC, or CPP. It's about leadership. Nana, Ghanaian leaders, they have gone to school, they have traveled all over this world. But look at how people, as he rightly said, go to areas in the northern region. I have not been to the northern region before, but we have been seen on the TV, and it is very pathetic. Human being created of, and look at how they are driving in this luxurious vehicle, and they are marching within a couple of months or within a couple of years, and they are building a very big mansion worth of millions of dollars. Where did they get this money from? Is it not the same state coffers that they are siphoning? Master, this man, when he finishes, you put his number on the television. I will be calling him. We will also make sure that we work with this man, and we will also become revolutionaries for the Ghana. Because Ghana, we are suffering.
Thank you very much. Let me go to Bolga and speak to Joseph. Hello, Joseph.
Yeah, good evening, Nana.
Good evening, Joseph.
Yeah, I say good evening to Mother Ghana. I think we still need a lot, but we are behaving like we have achieved everything. When you see the way we talk, we listen to the Ghanaian, you think we have achieved everything. Unfortunately, the Ghanaian has also gone through a particular character, let me put it that way. One fast food policy. Oh, this is what I'll do. We don't even think beyond the present. And for that matter, anybody who will come and give us promises that will just get some results immediately, then we are happy. And I don't know if we want to continue the politics that way. Do we have a future? You promised free education. We don't know how we're going to sustain it. But we are saying, yes, they have done well. Is that the world that we want?
Thank you very much.
I think there's a need for us to actually grow beyond just fast food and think of how we can build the society well. So when leaders come, we don't need to talk a lot before we do anything. We only follow the structures, and everything will be done well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me go to Joseph again, but this time in Takwa. Hello, Joseph in Takwa.
Hello.
Hi, Joseph. Talk to me.
Yeah, hello. Good evening, Nana.
Good evening. Let me hear you, Joseph.
Yeah, Nana. Hello, Nana. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, Mr. Japan may have a very good ideas, man. But it's like, hello, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yes, Joseph, I can hear you. Talk.
Yeah, Mr. Japan, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How are you? How are you? Joseph, how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Good. Yeah, go ahead. We listen, Joseph.
Yeah, you may have a very good idea concerning the free SHS, and I agree with you perfectly because this government is spending a lot concerning these boarding houses that is boarding these students. Because if every JSS that these our brothers used to attend, they build these they build these schools for them, and from JSS they just move on to the SS level. I think your idea is very fantastic. But you know what? You may have very good ideas, but when you come to power, these ideas, I don't know where they fly, whether it's a ritual or something. Every leader have good ideas, but as soon as you're giving them the mantle to rule the nation, it becomes a disaster. I don't know, the ideas fly away.
Thank you very much.
You may have very good ideas, and we pray one day you may come and lead this nation for us.
Okay, let me go to Tamale and speak to Abdullah. Hello, Abdullah. Abdullah. Oh, the call just dropped. It's 03022111691. I'll catch a couple more calls before the end of the show. But isn't that the disease of all leaders? When you know, Samuel, yeah. Samuel in Kumasi. Hello, Samuel. Samuel.
Yes, hello.
Yes, let me hear you, quick.
Okay, yes, I'm trying to contribute to the, hello.
Yeah.
I'm contributing to the, yes, hello. Okay, I'm trying to contribute to the free SHS thing. You know, I have written several times on Facebook that this...
Your call has been put on hold.
The problem I have with it...
Your call has...
You need boarding and lodging to give education.
Your call has been put on hold.
Okay, Pete, let me go to Nandom. Peter, Peter, you're going to be my last caller. Hello, Peter.
Yeah, hello, Nana.
Yes, Peter.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Let me hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm very happy for the man who is on your platform today. But very sad as a Ghanaian today, hearing that the NPP party is celebrating that kind of victory. Forgetting that they have deceived Ghanaians about the DPM money. I don't know what is happening now. A lot of people are losing their lives. They are not paying attention there. And everything they are doing is celebrating what they think it is achievement. They should pay attention there and then rescue the few Ghanaians who lost their money. If not, that thing is really a disaster. There's a campaign on all those things, and they are now silent on it. So I'm begging them to try and do something.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay.
This one is from my friend and brother Samuel, all the way in Wale Wale. He says, good evening, Nana. I'm watching your show from Wale Wale, where the vice president comes from. The 1-year anniversary celebration would have been complete if 1/4 of the Disability Common Fund was released at the end of the year. The president has made a public proclamation that the Disability Common Fund has increased from 2% to 3%. But since then, no money has been released to various accounts in the district. Kindly find out from the president when the Disability Common Fund will be released for our welfare. Samuel is a very hard-working disabled man, absolute hard-working, has a very beautiful wife, has a beautiful baby, and very soon Samuel will be on the show to share his story. But it's very sad if disabled people have to write and ask for their money.
Oh man, that's too bad.
Yeah.
You know, one of the problems I've seen in Ghana that sometimes kind of very sad. A nation that develops or that cares, always cares about disabled people, children, and women. Women, disabled, children are the foundation of a nation. So if a nation rejects these three people, then we are in very big trouble. So it's something that we all have to. I know we have a long way to go. We have all come to the bottom line of the system. Like my brother said, I don't know. It could be true, because I have not been the president now. It could be true. A lot of people may have ideas, but when they read the top, they forget about it. But let me say something. There is also one fundamental truth that we Ghanaians also need to understand. Even when I contested for CPP slot, you know, anytime I go out and I take about 2,000 or 3,000 Ghana before I come home, all the money I go finish. People think their responsibility is mine because I have decided to contest for election. There are also some fundamental beliefs that we, the leaders, need to educate the people, to tell the people, if I give you the money and I don't work and I save you, I'm going to use your money and give it to you. So there is no free money anyway. So we're going to let people understand certain things if we really want to develop. If we continue to do the same thing we do every day and expect a new result, forget, it's not going to happen. We're going to do something new to get a new result.
When Joseph comes back from his trip, we're going to get him back, and then we're going to put education down on the table and eat it up and tear it apart, because one will say, hey, half a loaf is better than that. Is that not what we're doing? And then when we come back, we'll really delve into the education issue. But it's been wonderful. It's been great. I think we've even written off his Ambantemsa. He's been so brilliant.
I'll give that to you. No
we have written off the Ambantemsa. But like I always say, we'll be back to do this all over again tomorrow. But before I go, massive condolences to the Abuajeta family. Dr. Abuajeta passed away on Sunday. Sad, sad, sad. But we're back to do this all over again. Thank you very much. Thank you.
God bless you. And God bless Ghana too.